Welcome to an introduction to major topics in Korean studies. I am Professor Leanne Yu. And we are going to examine a variety of topics through 10 lectures in order to really understand the evolution of Korean history and Korean culture. So by taking certain specific topics such as Korean nationalism or religion or Confucianism or the ancient period, we're going to really try to examine how Korean history and Korean culture has developed through time, its evolution, and we're going to do this by looking at Korea not just through Korea's eyes, but also looking at Korea and its role in the greater region. So because nothing ever happens in a vacuum, and because Korea is influenced by its neighbors, but also influencing the countries and the entities nearby, it's important for us to look at Korean history from a comparative perspective. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at Korea and the developments that occurred there in comparison with whatever's happening on the Chinese mainland, whatever's happening on the Japanese archipelago, but also what's happening in the Northeast Asian region. So because Korea is a peninsula and they share a border with whatever's in the Northeast Asian area, and because of its close proximity to Japan and to China, there is this constant interchange and exchange within the region. And Korea, in the center of that, held a very strategic position and an important geopolitical role. So we're going to look at this from a political perspective, an economic perspective, a social perspective, and a cultural perspective. So I look forward to having you join me in our examination of Korean history and Korean topics in Korean studies from the ancient period all the way up to the modern period.